Hello, it's Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back with another video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how I put together this little lantern. Now this lantern measures 2 inches square around, and it's about 4 1/4 inches tall. And inside, I didn't really glue this down, but it's got one of these little battery operated candles. When you put it in there, look how pretty that looks. Isn't that pretty? Now, I posted a picture of this in a couple of my Facebook group pages, and I got requests to do a video on it because I know that I saw something similar either on Pinterest or on YouTube, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and do a video on this to show you how I put mine together, because it might have been put together a little bit different in the video, and I can't find the video, so let me get started. Now, it's going to take a long time to do this, but I have tried to do some shortcuts on here by preparing some of these parts. But first of all, what you're going to need, let me shut this little thing off so I don't use up my battery. And I made this as a little Nite-Lite for my my guest room. So anyway, what you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that measures 2 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches. So that's 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then you're also going to need 4 of these, okay? And you're also going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now, I want to let you know that this cardstock here actually is a designer series paper, and that's comes from the Moroccan designer series paper stack. And the one that I'm going to do today actually comes from the Floral Bouquet designer series paper stack. Okay, so now you need 4 of these that measure 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White that measures 2 15/16 by 2 15/16. Not quite 3 inches. So when I say 15/16, you're going to go to your Stampin' Trimmer, and you're going to see the 3-inch mark here, but you're going to go just one little little mark over, the shortest little mark there, and that is 2 15/16, and you're going to make that little square, and you need it to be just a little bit shorter than 3 inches. Okay, so let's just bring out our Simply Scored scoring tool and do some scores on these. Now, like I said, you're going to be doing it on 4 of these, but I've already got my other the other 3 of these already prepped just to save some time. So I'm going to take my stylus, and I am going to score at 2 inches on the short side of this paper. Just score at 2 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to take this, and that's all you need to do on this one. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, 1. That's 4 times around. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, this little piece is actually for the bottom that will hold the candle. Let me show you this here. See? This little bottom piece. Now this piece I put a hole in, and that's because I haven't decided whether or not I want to adhere this to the bottom, and if I do, I'll have a little hole for my switch. If the switch will have to kind of come through there. Okay, I don't want to mess with it right now, but that's basically what that's for. Okay, but I'm not going to do that for this one. I'm not going to adhere it down, because for me it's easier to just grab it and turn it on and then put it back in. That's just easy for me. But if you want to adhere it down, make sure you've got a little hole punched in there for that switch. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to fold that line here. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder, make sure that it's nice and crisp. Okay, and then I am going to take this to my grid sheet so that I could do some markings on it with a pencil. And I'm going to use a little ruler. So what I need to do is I need to mark it first I need to mark the center. Okay, right here. Now I'm keeping my fold on this side, okay? I'm marking the center here, and then I'm going to mark it 1/2 inch up. So using my grid sheet on the side where it's inches, I am going to take 2 little squares and mark it up, and then I'm going to draw a line all the way across. And then I'm going to kind of take this line in the middle and just take that pencil line just up to that line that I drew across. Okay, and it's kind of hard to see here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that pencil line here. This is my pencil line right in half. This is my pencil line that's 1/2 inch from the bottom. Okay? And that's just so that when you do your feet, you'll be able to center it and make sure that it's up high enough. Okay, but the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to use my this is my scallop top punch, label punch. Okay, now I'm going to take this, not on the side where I marked it, but on the side that isn't marked. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and punch. Okay, now I'm going to make another mark on here. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to save this little piece right here. Okay, I'm saving that because I might need it later, and you'll see why. Okay, now I'm going to take this back to my grid paper, and I need to find the center here in that little hole, and I need to mark about 1/2 inch down right in the center here. Just a little tiny mark. I'll show that to you. I put that mark right here so that I could take my die, my oval die, and place it right in the center there. Now the oval die that I'm going to use, and this is the die set Layering Ovals Framelits, and this is the die I'm going to use. On the scallop part, I'm going to use not the smallest one, but the second to the smallest one. That's what I'm going to be using to cut out this hole. Okay, but I'm also going to need the third one up because I'm going to be cutting out some silver. Where did my silver go? Okay. I'm going to be cutting out this silver instead of, well, this one I used gold. Do you see this silver, this gold frame? Well, the frame that I'm going to do is in silver, and that's the silver foil right here. So let's first cut out this one here. We're going to use the Big Shot to do that, and I want to just put my scallop right at that tick mark that I made with the pencil, and I want to just kind of make sure that this is straight and even, kind of eyeball the center, and I'm going to just take a piece of removable Scotch tape and tape that there. And I'm going to be using my magnetic platform, but I still like to tape it because sometimes the die will jump around. So I'm not going to bring my Big Shot in the camera here. I'm going to just go ahead and cut this circle out, and I'll be right back. Okay, here it is. There's my circle. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and then I'm going to take my decorative label punch. That's this punch right here. And I am going to put this in here, and where that little tip is, okay, on this narrow part, I'm doing it in the long ways here. Where that little tip is, that's where the center that you marked is going to go. And you just want to barely see that pencil mark, and then go ahead and punch. Okay, so you're just right below that pencil mark with those little scallops on that, and the tip is right in the center where you marked it. Okay, and so that's what you have then. See, with this little flap here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take a piece of this fabulous foil acetate, and now it's got two sides. It's got the gold on one side and it's got the silver on this side, and I'm going to take another one of these scallop ovals, and that one would be I think it would be the fourth one up in size, number 4. I kind of marked them. from the smallest to the largest, it's number 4. And I'm going to go ahead and take this to my Big Shot, and I'm going to cut that out. Kind of center a design here. Okay, the best you can. All right, I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. So now I have this, and now I'm going to put some glue, some mini glue dots, and I'm going to take my paper piercing tool, and I am going to be putting some glue dots here, but the glue dots are a little bit big for this, so I'm going to kind of roll them and put them one on the top, one on the bottom of the scallop, and then one on the on each side. So I'm kind of like folding them in half and putting them down. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I folded it in half, that little glue dot. It's not really showing up too good on the camera, but I'm going to do that on the other 2 sides too. And I'm going to take that mini glue dot, fold it in half, grab it, put one on one side, okay, and then do another one. I'm folding it in half, picking it up, and putting it on this side here. Okay, and now make sure you got your silver side up, or the gold if that's the color that you want to use, and just try to center this the best you can. Okay, I think that might work right there. Okay, so now I'm going to make that silver frame that goes in the front. Okay, and to do that, I am going to use the same size first of the frame that I did cut out, and then I'm going to go back. So I'll be cutting this out, and then I'm going to go back and center this one and cut that out. And so I've kind of did a shortcut, and this is what I'm going to end up with, okay, by doing it that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue on this since I've already got this done. Okay, now I'm going to be using some Tombow Mono adhesive, some liquid multi-purpose glue, and I'm just going to put a little tiny line of glue all the way around. Okay, and just kind of spread it out with its nozzle. Now, if you want to use a little sponge to do this too, you can do that. Put a little glue here on your silicone craft sheet, and then sponge it. Now I'm going to take my tweezers so that I can make sure I get this right in the center without. My hands are a little shaky right now. Oops. There we go. I want to make sure that I get that right in the center. And it's going to be easy to line up because you've got all those little scallops that perfectly match. Okay. There. Isn't that pretty? Now let's put some glue on this. But before I do that, I'm going to take my paper snips, and I am going to just cut that at an angle, and I'm going to put some tear and tape just on this little strip here that you folded. That one right there. Let's get the tear and tape here. Find the beginning of the tear and tape, which is right here. Okay. And right on that edge, I'm going to put glue. Put this adhesive, this tear and tape. And I'm not going to tear it. I could. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it even on the bottom right here. Okay, and so now I've got this one prepared, and I got 4 of them now, all prepared and ready to go. All right, but before I can put these together, before I put them together, I'm going to put my little box together. Okay, and that's just that little holder on the bottom that will hold the candle. So I've got it all scored. Now let me go ahead and burnish my score lines on all 4 sides. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this together, but I have to do a few little snips. I'm going to snip on either side of that score line there, and right here. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, either side of that score line. snip, 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 and snip, and then I'm going to cut them off right here. Make sure they're flush from the outside. If you've watched my videos before, you've seen me do this probably 100 times. No, that's not true. I don't even have 100 videos out. Okay, now let's get my silicone craft sheet in here, and then I'm going to get some, no, not snail. I'm going to be using some fast fuse. Okay, let's get some fast fuse on the tabs here. All right. And we'll put this little box together. Okay, put that away. And we're just going to put the box together like this. Okay. Just make sure you match up those lines there. Okay. And like I said, if you want to permanently glue the candle inside, oh, by the way, this is the candle I'm going to use, and I just used some washi tape from the Floral Bouquet, a collection of washi tape. I'll have the number on my blog. I'll have all this information on my blog. But anyway, that's what I wrap the candle in with this one here. Okay, so anyway, you're going to need to take some tear and tape, and you're going to need to, on the bottom edge of the box, you will put tear and tape on all 4 sides. And you can do it in one continuous go, because that is what's going to help you suspend it in this lantern. Okay, now let's start putting these things together. I'm just going to release the paper from the tape, and I'm going to start assembling. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to fold this up with the adhesive up like this, matching the bottom leg like that, side by side, and then fold that over. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same. Release the tape. I hope you can see this. Okay, I'm kind of folding this over, grabbing this next one. Okay, matching the bottoms. Ooh, it's kind of sticky, so hopefully you don't have a hard time. Try to match the bottom and then fold this over. Okay, see how that's coming together? Release the tape. Oops, that wasn't good. It started to pick it up on that side. Okay, we're folding this over, and we are going to match the bottoms side by side and fold it over. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and release the tape, but I'm not going to put this together yet. Oh, I keep doing that. We are trying not to. This is this tear and tape is very strong, and if you're not careful, it will peel up your designer series paper. Okay, so you've got this right now. All right, and now that mark on the bottom that you made, you can still see it, and that's where you're going to be lining up your box. But you need to release that backer paper from the tape on the box. Now if I can only find the beginning of it, it's right here. Let me get my paper piercing tool. Oh, okay, I got it now. Release it all. Okay, and now I'm not going to start at the edge. I'm going to kind of start right here and on one side, and I'm lining up the bottom of the box, making sure that it's going to fold on each side. Okay, this is how I'm doing it. The line was right there. I'm lining up the bottom of the box with that line, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold this over like this, making sure that that kind of gets right in the corner on that line. And it's not going to be a perfect fit, so don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, now this is the little bit tricky part here. You're going to need to put this side down first. See, I'm matching that bottom line, okay? And then put this, you've got this sticky right here. Match up this paper. And now you've got your box together. Just kind of give it a little bit of a burnish from the inside. Okay. And there you go. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Okay, so for some more shortcuts, okay, we'll put that in there. And then, you know, lighting it. I'm not going to light that up right now. But I did make a bow. Okay, and I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots right here on these little scallops here, just to hold that bow in. But I'm also going to take this little piece that I know you're wondering, well, why did she cut that piece off? Well, here's the reason. When I put the glue dot kind of right there in the center, or just above it right here, some of the glue dot is still showing from the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bow here. I'm hiding that glue dot, but the glue dot is still sticky right here. So I'm going to just take this little tab and I'm going to fit it back into that hole that I punched it out of right there. And now I can't feel that glue dot from the back. Okay, and so now let's make our little label or tag. If I can find my little piece of Whisper White here. Okay, here we go. I got a piece of Whisper White here, and I'm going to be using, on this one here, I put You Light Up My Life, and I embossed it with some gold, and we're going to go ahead and use Whisper White. And the stamp set that I'm using is the little saying from Jar of Love. It's You Light Up My Life. Okay, that's where that's from. Now I am going to take some Versamark, and I'm going to take the stamp that I've already got applied on this block. This is block G. Yes, this is block G. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to rub that, get off any static, and I'm going to stamp it kind of right in the middle. All right, and now I'm going to get out my silver embossing powder and just kind of dunk it in there, trying not to get it all over the place. Okay, and then we're going to just go ahead and take it to the heat gun, and going to heat that up. Okay, all done. And now what I did was I used this little label die, and that label die actually came from, okay, so the die that I'm going to be using is taking from the Bunch of Banners framelits. There's this little cute little banner die here. If I can get this out. This one here. And it fits perfectly. Let me put this embossing powder away. It fits perfectly right here. So I'm going to take that to the Big Shot, and I will be right back. Okay, there it is. All right, now let me bring this in. And I'm going to just go ahead and use some Stampin' Dimensional, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. Let's see. Let's cut this Stampin' Dimensional in half so I can just use half on one side, half on the other side. Okay. Take this off. And we're just going to go ahead and place this right in the middle on the bottom. Oh, it's a little bit off. How about right there? Is that? Nope, that's crooked. When you do yours, you're going to take your time and do it right. Right? Okay. You light up my life. Isn't that cute? We'll stick that one in there. Okay. What do you think? Do you like them? I love them. I hope you do too. And I hope that you'll try this. And if you need any of the tools and supplies that I used in this video, please go to my website at www.geamazingpapercrafts.stampinup.net, and I'll be happy to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. So once again, I am Jeanette with Amazing Paper Crafts, and you make it a great day. Bye-bye.